We are currently in an area I don't believe I've shown on the Muscle and Minecraft world. We are looking at our chunk loaded iron farm area and also a new cobblestone farm which I built up the other week. This is episode 4 of the Muscle and Minecraft series as well. Part 2 of the Christmas village will have to wait. I took a small break from recording as well. I needed some time just to play on my own as I'm still getting used to recording and wanted to not become a chore. The last video had a ton of footage, which I learned lots about how to edit efficiently throughout the process, but initially it was not very efficient. So that was semi-frustrating, and I needed some time to chill from the video editing and video recording elements. Otherwise, I've also just been busy and have not been able to play as much lately. I hope too that the audio is coming through a little bit clearer as I got a new microphone from my mother-in-law and brother-in-law, so shout out to them. The video quality, however, will have to wait as I am still waiting on a better computer than this laptop I am on at the moment, which is not a gaming laptop. I certainly won't be getting anything super duper fancy, but it'll be something a little bit better. And to be transparent with you all, any money which I might eventually make on this channel, as it is still very small, I realize, will be put towards better tech to record from so that video quality for you all in the future can also be better, of course. Now, this iron farm has been here for a little while. As you can see, I've also stolen a little bit of stone from down below, which I won't need to anymore as I have this great cobblestone farm nearby. This iron farm is just a simple design by LogicalGeekBoy. I've used it quite a bit in the last few worlds I've had. I've also done one by Ian X04 who made it. Let's look that up. I am just on my phone. Ian X04. I believe it is an Ian X04 iron farm, which I've used. That was a much quicker iron farm to make. Fairly simple, works well. This one's also not ultra quick. It's quick enough for sure, but not as quick as I'd need it to be if I was to only AFK for a little bit, which also, to be honest, doesn't work on this computer. I cannot AFK on this laptop as I am unable to set the screen timeout to anything greater than 20 minutes. So AFK at the moment is not viable. There are some farms which I'll be building designed more for AFK. However, right now, I cannot do that. And that is okay. I should have a new laptop soon enough. And any farms which I'm using thus far are not necessary to AFK and are easily chunk loaded, like the iron farm and the cobblestone farm here. Now, the iron farm which I am lol, not the iron farm, the chunk loader I'm using was an old Ilmango design. Chunk loaders for me have been really weird lately. Like, I tried the pearl chunk loading and that was okay, but for some reason, even with the pearl, it wasn't actually chunk loading. I'm not sure what's up with that. I also had everything set up for the chunks like we show chunk borders. And if you're familiar with chunk loading mechanics, it will surround the chunks in a nice, well, yeah, 3x3 is what everything's loaded in, entities included. This is where you can kind of see the water in our free cam. That's where the pearl was. So it loaded this chunk, this chunk, this chunk, this chunk. It would also load this chunk, and then this chunk, and this chunk, and then this chunk fully, and then the 5x5 around that would be lazy chunks, as it would be termed. Now, that wasn't working. So then I had to switch over to a different design. Now, the other design, which I did before this design, oh, I forgot who made it. It wasn't working either. It was one which involved a minecart passing underneath, and that wasn't working properly. So I went back to this one, which for whatever reason, a couple, that's very odd. Where did those go? Interesting. There's supposed to be a lever here. And here, that's okay. For whatever reason, one. Okay, I don't know. For whatever reason, an update ago or so, it it wasn't working. So then I had to find a new chunk loader design, which then did work. And now we're back to this design, which I had used for a long time previous to any other designs after it. Oh my goodness. Also, oh yeah, if you noticed, I did get an elytra. That's pretty nice. I was tired of going around on foot. This is extremely easy, especially considering the hilly terrain I have. I've built in a mountain. This is all very hilly, and it's just nice to have some space to work. Now, I will show the cobblestone farm. Oh my gosh, cobblestone farm working. Yeah, I might need to adjust visuals, as running OBS Studios is which is what I use to record videos, is really not having a great time at the moment. I also need to grab sticks. I don't feel too bad about chopping out. I'm going to become a area eventually anyways, and it'd be all decorated up as I built the iron farm, which is what originally was going to be the only thing here, into the mountain in the hopes that I will eventually one day cover it with a nice little build, at least make a cliff around it, and then go from there. Oh, wow, that is laggy if you can see the part move. Wow. Okay, let's maybe adjust our video settings. Let's drop it down to 10 chunks, which is really quite low already. That down to 2. Okay. So, Cobblestone Farm. It should work. Press of a couple buttons. Oh. No, I need a repeater there. Where did those things go? I'm curious if I accidentally washed them away. Very odd if the world somehow deleted them. I would not understand that one bit. That is the iron flow, however, so maybe let's check the iron collection system up top. Huh. Oh my gosh. I'll be playing around with like iron collection system. Nope. 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 They must have been washed away. Okay. Well, I was going to show you all this eventually. Where the iron farm is right beside where the village area is, which is also right beside, well, the curse chunk we just passed. And our Banyo house. So, and here I apparently do not have any repeaters. Okay, let's go to the farming district. Now this is this is decorative farming district, I should call it. So anything this farming district looks nice. Anything in the other farming district is not meant to look quite as nice. And that took a sec to load. So we are coming upon our other farming district, which is also chunk loaded. So this one, I think I explained this when I showed my pumpkin and melon farm initially. But in my head, I was like, oh, they made changes to crop farms and how things are randomly ticked. And I was like, awesome. So things get randomly ticked when you're, it used to be only when the player was present. And now it is also when the player's not present for certain farms, of which pumpkin, melons, and cactus are neither. I plan to make a raid farm today, which, oh, I need new minecarts, I guess. Where did my minecarts go? I do not know. Interesting. Okay. I'll fix that in a bit. But that is a cactus farm. Or, well, that's a bamboo farm. This is a cactus farm. This is a pumpkin and melon farm. I have lots of other farms to build. Let's grab the repeaters, which I was looking for. Some redstone as well. But yeah, I went to the end the other day. Got the elytra. Did not record it, I'm afraid, as I was still just wanting to play alone. But I did get that. I made the bamboo farm. I made the cactus farm as well. And I also made the cobblestone farm all in, I'm going the wrong direction, all in a span of, I don't know, a week or so. Grinded away off of camera and then had to take a break from building and recording. And now we're back to both. And we are back at our farm here. Peter goes there on a single tick. Okay, maybe put right is that. Okay, so that turns the farm off. Just in the button there. Oh, and you heard something work behind me. Let's do that again. Okay, awesome. Now, this here is a customized design of a farm by, is it? So I found it on Shulker Craft. It is... Cammy Blank, apparently. I found a bunch of Shulker Craft farms. Like the raid farm, which I'll be doing today, will be Tankcat's raid farm, and also on Shulker Craft. A lot of these raid farms are other farms in general. I would have to assume is from just like technical Minecraft discords or whatnot. I am a part of one. I actually forget the name of it. I haven't been on it in a very long time. But basically, the Cobblestone farm by Cami included this design here, which is awesome because as of a little bit ago, you can fill water with leaves. Now, the TNT duper above it was somewhat unreliable, so I just went to a standard TNT duper design, put it in on my own, and reutilized the clock which Cami was using originally, and it is within our chunk load area, so that I can have it constantly running as long as the chunk loader is working, similar to the iron farm constantly working. Iron farm can also be turned on and off if I put pistons there with a block in the way of the zombie. Now, the cobblestone farm is much, much, much more efficient than the iron farm, as if you recall me looking through the boxes earlier. These are completely full of cobblestone. I will be building it all the way down because I need more cobblestone than I need iron, at least for general building blocks. Whereas the iron farm I've just been let running. Another farm which I've built is a slime farm, which is Ilmango slime farm. I won't show that. That's a little bit further away, but if you've watched my short on it, you can see me building it up. So, off camera, I will now get to collecting a bunch of resources. Oh, that's my desk. Still moves around. If you heard that, yeah. Let's go to load schematics. Yeah, modded as in I modified the old cobblestone farm. Let's see now. Oh yeah, grade farm overworld. I have a lot of materials to collect. Got 926 glass. That will be cobblestone because I got a ton. I don't want to smelt it. Need to, oh, wow, collect some obsidian. A lot of hoppers, thank goodness, for the iron farm. I still have to chop down some trees. Might not actually with the bamboo farm. I could craft up that if I want. Labs, repeaters. I've spent some time collecting a lot of redstone. Oh yeah, that's another thing which I did is instead of mining gold in a Badlands biome, it used to be called Mesa, but the Badlands biome, I instead took some adventures and looked through a couple of bastions, which was a lot more successful, I'd say, than actually the Badlands, as long as I was using chunk base to find bastions. Yeah, lots of things. I could probably switch those out for something else. Any movable workstation. Yeah, a few different things. Many of those things. A couple of these I put in on my own. But yeah, we got a lot of resources to grab. But this is the best raid farm which I have found thus far because it is a stacking raid farm, which is kind of hard to make these days with the updates to raids, and a lot bigger than the old raid farms. So after this very, very long intro, I will show a, I don't know, probably fairly sped forward time lapse of me making the farm and then using the farm. but it is going to be very useful to me as that'll provide me some XP. It'll also provide me lots of emeralds, and most importantly, to be honest, lots of gunpowder. And I mean, of course, I could make a witch farm to get the gunpowder, or a creeper farm, but I also wanted the redstone too, and that's great with a witch farm, but also wanted all the emeralds in the world, and those are very viable with a raid farm. So we're collecting up a bunch with the raid farm, and it should be a nice efficient farm to utilize. Okay, so we are at our villager area now that the raid farm is basically complete. We have 5 villagers to collect, and we got plenty of villagers to choose from. I still need to deal with all these, which I accidentally had bred up when I wasn't thinking properly, and the farm was still running, especially when I was making the Ponyo house. So, yeah, that will be a future task. I will probably do that off camera because it's not exactly that nice of a thing to have to do. Alright, so we will collect these guys up and get them over. So we are going to be tackling that pillager outpost over there, which is right beside our desert village, which is fairly close to where I've been mining out the desert, which I guess is over render distance over that away, as I've been playing on fairly low render distance due to performance issues of recording at the same time as playing on this computer. So long story short, I made the farm, as you saw. Played the farm. Was a couple silly mistakes as I was getting the villagers into place, as it was semi-late, and my brain was not 100% there. So farm is completed. I tested out the farm. Realized there's a couple spots where I forgot blocks. So there was pillagers where there wasn't supposed to be pillagers, and I guess raiders, because pillagers are is a not a, well, I guess, would an evoker be a pillager? I actually don't know if it's just the single guys who are called pillagers, or if they're all pillagers and different types of pillagers. Anywho, so they were kind of overflowing in the wrong places. I filmed and tested the farm a bunch of times, probably about 10, and each time it, for some reason, even though after testing it the first time and things working and then setting the filters and fixing the issues, I, for whatever reason, wasn't able to get it going again. So then I loaded it to a backup world and tested it there. Turns out I needed actually a lot more ominous bottles, as you need to be constantly drinking those whenever the timer on the trapdoor, which we'll see in a moment here, goes. So I had thought, after running it for a little bit and collecting up some bottles with the test run in order to get all of the things to set the filters, well, that didn't actually work. So I now am going to be spending some time here and collecting up ominous bottles, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I will cut to somewhat of a time lapse, as I will be taking a good amount of time to fight these guys. This is going to be, I suppose, attempt number 11, something like that, at the raid farm. I spent a bunch of time, as you saw, fighting the pillagers at the outpost. Yeah, if you are trying to get them, it's most efficient to have rockets and fly away so that they can respawn, or, I mean, you can always build a farm for that. Which runs off the same principle of having the only mobs spawning in a certain area, because you essentially stop all other mobs spawning below you by flying directly above the outpost. So I'm hoping this will work. I'm assuming it will. I made the mistake when I went on the test world of being like, well, maybe it's also the version that I'm testing on. So I went to 1.21.11 as I haven't updated this world as I've been lazy in updating my client-side mods. So I'm hoping it works on 1.21.10 or 10, I suppose. Yeah, I'm quite behind on things, but here's hoping, and here's hoping I have enough ominous bottles to trigger a raid. So sometimes you gotta start the farm over here. Yeah, that works. Let's put those in offhand at the moment. Whacking it. Oh, I guess I have to. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to whack it. But you hold down right mouse so that you can drink the bottles. Now, it's supposed to be ominous, or I'm currently drinking, number 1 at the moment. As, well, I have more of them because I had 5 of those, 5 of, ominous, bad omen 2, 3 of 3, 4 of 4, and then 1 of ominous 5. Okay. So, trigger another raid. Also, yeah, if raids aren't spawning, or if you don't get the raid omen effect, it could be one of two things. Sometimes you have to start... Oh my gosh, why did I do that? Sometimes you gotta start things at that far end like I showed you, or sometimes you just gotta be patient, because basically the farm runs on the stack, and then of the stacking tower, where you see the villagers. Oh, and I think that means that we have people coming down, hopefully. There we go. Yeah. Where you see the stacking tower, right? And that only switches whenever this trapdoor moves. Okay, time to switch. Okay, we are going here. This is great. Okay. Wow. Now that I have the farm essentially working, I mean, I'll have it working once I have the Bad Omen 4 in my hand, and I'll be using that. What else? Yeah, so just wanted to finish the video by saying that basically, in the next while, I will be on the farming grind, as I alluded to a little bit at the beginning. I will also link the farms which I used in the video here, whether to the videos or I'll try to do the world downloads too. I'm not sure. I have to look up if I need any permissions for those things, because that might put a blocker on it. I realized that most of the creators that I am using here, you likely have heard of before watching me. However, if you've not, that you have the link available to you to test out those farms. Other things to say? Yeah, I guess immediate farming grind, I'm going to finish up the gear grind, essentially. This is part of that, as this will allow me to do a lot of villager trading a lot easier. Villagers are great in that once you have things set up, it's awesome. However, as you've seen in my initial uh, video, it sometimes is fairly tough getting things going in the first place. Now, yeah, that will look like getting a kelp farm going, as I think I said at the beginning, that not some crop farms, not all crop farms are infinitely able to produce if a player is not nearby, which was a recent change, I think in just 1.21.0 or whatever. Some crop farms like bamboo do as well. I looked it up. Kelp does as well. Kelp will be great because I will be able to infinitely smelt it as long as the chunk loader is working, and I will be able to then turn that into kelp blocks with an auto crafter in order to get lots and lots of kelp blocks for a super smelter setup, which then I can transfer other stuff for the, so that'll provide some XP with the furnaces, smelting the kelp. Other things, I will be getting netherite, which again will be a lot easier now that I have a source of gunpowder. And yeah, after that, mostly it'll just be building up farms for a couple essential farms. Like some of them are already built, like my Cobblestone farm. Otherwise, trying to determine. Oh yeah, and also I think I mentioned a couple of videos ago with the Froglite farm. And so most of the farms I'll be building up here, some which I might not build up before I really start some bigger building projects, will be things like a wither skeleton farm, as I probably won't be using beacons to decorate quite yet. And maybe I will. In which case, I will make up a wither skeleton farm and also a wither killer. Dude, this is very ominous with, I mean, well, with all the raids and mobs and also the thunderstorm in the background. Yeah, so that's basically it. Lots of farming videos to come. Some decorative videos. I might toss in some smaller projects and finish up other projects like the church I was working on. And I think I'll finish that up probably around Easter time, as I figure it is also appropriate to do that then instead of waiting all the way till next Christmas. Yeah. I was really considering if I do it now or to do it later, and I was feeling like a procrastinating mood and also really feeling the need for better gear. So yeah, that is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you've come this far, please like and subscribe. Maybe share it with friends too if you think they'd be interested. And have yourself a wonderful week.